Hi, Mooji.
Hi.
Recently, I've been listening to a lot of your audio, and I felt I've been staying as the self, and I felt a lot calmer, more peaceful,
Yes.
and a confidence. But during the past week, for some reason, when I turn on your audio, I can't listen to you. I get angry, agitated. I have to turn it off. I'll listen to music, something else, watch TV, do anything. I can't. Even yesterday, I wanted to get up and walk out. I just felt a bit annoyed. Today, it's a little bit less, but still, but still, it's like there's a part of me I don't want to listen. I don't want to hear what you've got to say. And I've never, because I've come here, I've seen you a few times over the years, but I've never felt like this before.
I feel that you're really onto something. Because there's always some force, a kind of power that seem to function to keep your attention onto just being a person. And we can keep on with this for a very long time because we seem to be conditioned and coached into living only a personal existence. When all of this magnificent potential of consciousness is here at the same time. So, mostly we cooperate with this energy because it seems like we can live like that. You can live like that. Just like you can drive a car, but you can't fix one. Okay? We can drive all over the place, but if something goes wrong, you have to call someone, and you're not a mechanic, you can do it. The same way, we can live with consciousness as a person, and then basically if something goes wrong, you go to some place, you get fixed up or something. But at some stage, something goes even under this. And perhaps what I would say largely, when I say perhaps, it's quite likely that at this stage some resistance is coming, but I would not give up. The resistance is coming from the mind, not from the self. The self has no resistance. Resistance is coming from the mind. The mind is going, enough of it. Like, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. And I've had people who say also to them, don't listen to him, don't listen to him. Okay? Because something feels threatened. And it's not you. And this is a time for you to discern the difference between yourself and your mind. Because somehow they've grown a little bit together. And so you feel often that what you think and what you feel is yours, but it's just coming from stuff there. And this inquiry has a very powerful, impact on this type of feeling, because you can feel and you can look and say, okay, like, who is so disturbed? Very few people do this. They usually run off into the bush. Because they want to run away. But like I say, the thing you're running away, somehow. But because something feels vulnerable. So the thing you run away with is the thing you should be running away from. This is a funny thing. Something feels vulnerable. Just get out of here, get out. Go out. You go outside feels beautiful. Sunset, it's beautiful. The air is fresh and people are playing music, feels really good. Mind goes, look. You see? And you bite. You know? But rare is the one who will stay put and feel this turbulence. Whoa. And if you're in the right place, someone will say to you, just look, okay, feel the disturbance, let it happen. Don't try to control it, don't try to stop it. Let it play, but stay as the witness only. Stay as the witness only. And you'll find that even this type of advice feels very infuriating, very annoying, like, just go away. Like this you can feel, because you're with your mind. But some listen and they say, yeah, but just let it happen. Just, you see, you're not just breathing, but let it happen. And you ask, what's happening to you? Nothing. Nothing. I remember when we were in Ukraine one time like this. I was on a stage just like this. And for some reason, many people were screaming, and fainting and stuff like this. It was quite something. And I tell them one time, they faint, I said, bring them here. So after a while, the stage looked like a hospital when there were people on the stage. And then I would call, what is happening to you? Freedom, freedom, freedom. You, what's going on? What's happening? What's happening? Nothing. It's not what you expect to hear. When they were learning to watch, just watch and don't identify, which is a very difficult thing, because in the pulse of these feelings, the strongest thing is to identify. Because when you identify, you become personal. When you become personal, you lose your vision. You see? So when you feel these, I'm glad you brought it up, because it's very likely at times, especially in the beginning, that you're going to feel some resistance, like, this is not for me. Some people, this is not for me, I got to go. This is not for me, it's not my path, and so on. It's all the mind. It's all the mind. And so this strong resistance comes, you just let it happen. I'm glad you brought it up. Some people will practice a form of spirituality which does not threaten you. It's like it's no risk spirituality. Yeah. We just kind of hug each other at the end of the day. Hi, you're very nice, and so on. But when you come to a place where your pants are on fire, they go, woof, woof, I'm going to get out of here. Why not? It can be okay. So I feel very much that you are a candidate for this freedom. When it comes like this, something feels deeply restless, and nobody gave you this restlessness, but the environment, such a concentration and focus towards the truth, makes the untruth very uneasy. And then it starts to wriggle about inside, and then you say, but this thing is happening like this, something wants to run. Then we can look at it and see, what is it that wants to run? Is it you or something else?
I've tried staying as the self and I watch it, but it's like my mind, I watch until I become slightly identified. It's very subtle, it just goes in very slowly. Then I realise that I've identified again, and I continue watching, and it's like a part of me wants to go there, but the deepest part of me, I don't want to go back, if you see what I'm saying.
Okay, this is good. At such times, even the idea to stay as the self might feel distant or annoying. You see, because you got the itch, the spiritual athlete's foot of the mind. Okay, and it wants to scratch, not like this. Okay, so in that moment, I will not even tell you stay as a self. I just say be nothing. Let it just be there, but don't identify. Don't identify with anything like this. And it can feel like, whoa. It's like, whoa, it's very hard to not identify. So no, let it be. Just be aware, that's all. Just stay as aware, that's all. It's happening. And at some point, you see, something has to give. The whole thing simply collapses. And it is such a powerful point of recognition when you have such a kind of breakthrough. Because many turn back at this point that you're talking about, because they feel like it's unbearable, it's unbearable. On this path, many people give up. Yeah? Why you give up? Because your mind is going to really rebel more on this path, I'll tell you. Because the other path, the mind is not so threatened. Mind is included. The psychological mind, ego, Feels good. I'm doing really good. I'm feeling good today. I'm more quiet than most people today. It is. But there's no space for this here. There's no oxygen for the psychological mind here. So of course that kind of restlessness can come. But you asked for this when you say, I want to be free. Not I want to be spiritual. I want to be free. I choose to be free. Then can you bear to live with what you asked for? Because now you're living in answered prayers. Something is feeling, I don't know if I can cope with this, and it's too much, and it's like, how can you be nothing? How are you going to? And if you listen to this, sooner or later you'll be sitting by the edge of the door. But you have been coming for some time, and I know you like this. I know something also is there for this. And when you can bear the assault of your own mind and see that, wait a minute, it's just, why should you come to a place like this? Genuinely, you, truthfully, come to a place like this and then, sort of run out of the place unless you're running with your mind. You see? And this is why it is so important that each person come and you bring forward what you bring. Because many people can see through your experience, like, this feeling comes for me as well. I remember those days also sitting with Papaji in Lucknow. And one day I came and, everybody was going into satsang. And I just felt, I don't feel like going. I feel like going into the town. And it just felt, wow, what a great idea. Like lots of space was with this idea. Whoa. So I just dodged to the side and, oi, rickshaw, take me into Indianagar. Oh yeah, okay. I'm there feeling the breeze going down into the town. I could. Started walking around record shops, looking for Hari Prasad Chaurasia. Let me hear this one, listening to this. But inside there was such a bad feeling inside. And the Buddha is there, I'm in the record shop. What am I doing here? Then after a while, it was just unbearable. I just felt so disgusted. I just, rickshaw, back to... I got there with maybe half an hour of satsang left. I felt so happy to be in satsang again. That was my feeling. Like that. If you turn to your mind will go, oh, welcome to Mama, come here, darling. Say, look what nearly happened to you. Huh? That was a near-death experience. So, you don't bother with that. You came for freedom, and I'm not selling freedom. I only pointed where it is in you, where it has always been in you.